but reality made. Now I know the day has come for you to go away, girl. She took away my love from me. She told me, boy, she gon' set me free. And all the love I had for her, all my love has gone away, girl. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. I call her up on the telephone, 'cause I don't ever wanna be alone. She left my heart in misery. Can't you see, girl, what you done to me? Oh no, girl. Now I come to another world. I'm searching for a brand new girl. She got a good reason to pass me by, cause me stares still in my eyes. Oh no, girl. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. Go away, girl, and find someone just like you. You got to find somebody, girl. Somebody just like you, girl. You got to find somebody, girl. Somebody just like you, girl. Someone who love you. Someone who needs you. Someone who wants you. You gotta find somebody. You gotta find somebody. Whoa. You gotta find somebody. Whoa. You gotta find somebody. You gotta find somebody.
Well, I give you the number one and I drove it home. When I gave her number one, I drove it home. When I gave her number one and she said the fun has just begun, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her number two and I drove it home. When I gave her number two, I drove it home. When I gave her number two, she said, darling, this can't be true, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her number three and I drove it home. When I gave her number three, I drove it home. When I gave her number three, she said, please make love to me, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. Then I gave her number four and I drove it home. When I gave her number four, I drove it home. When I gave her number four and she said, darling, give me more, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her number five and drove it home. When I gave her number five, I drove it home. When I gave her number five, she said, oh Lord, I'm so alive, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. Then I gave her number six and I drove it home. When I gave her number six, I drove it home. When I gave her number six and she said, I feel like I won't go, but your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her number seven and drove it home. When I gave her number seven, I drove it home. When I gave her number seven, she said, darling, I'm in heaven, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. Then I gave her number eight and I drove it home. When I gave her number eight, I drove it home. When I gave her number eight, she said, wait, cause I'm a little bit late, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. Then I gave her number nine and drove it home. When I gave her number nine, I drove it home. When I gave her number nine, she said, ooh, I'm right on time, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her number 10 and I drove it home, but I was getting tired. When I gave her number 10 and drove it home, I was getting tired. When I gave her number 10 and she said, honey, the old boy Ben, but put your lips close to mine and drive it home. But I raised up number 11 and drove it home. I raised up number 11 and drove it home. When I raised up number 11, she said, you've got to be a Bahamian, put your lips close to mine and drive it home. So I gave her the full 1 dozen and drove it home. I gave her the full 1 dozen and drove it home. When I gave her the full 1 dozen, I found out she was my first cousin, but I put my lips close to hers and I drove it home. You better believe me. Now who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Oh Lord, I can't stand this pain. I want to know who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Oh Lord, I can't stand this pain. Listen. Sissy was living in this apartment. 5 months gone by, they don't pay no rent. They never tipped the maid a solitary cent. So she got some hot pepper, mixed it up in the Vaseline, and away she went. And here the sissy. Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Now who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Damn it, my bungie on fire. Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Oh Lord, I can't stand this pain. I want to know who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Oh Lord, I can't stand this pain. Listen, they sent for a police to investigate. 1 o'clock in the morning, sissy policeman knocking on the gate. 1:15, I heard that policeman shout, hey! Somebody put pepper inside my mouth. He was sucking bungie. Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Oh Lord, I can't stand this pain. I want to know who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline? Who put the pepper in the Vaseline?
1, 2, 3, 4, there's knocking at the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, please don't be too late. Still count once again. 4, 3, 2, 1. This party again done at the center. The center. The center. The center. 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 The center. The center. The center. 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 Oh, come on. Yes, man. Let's go. Baby, you say I can't go out with you. No, 'cause when we dance, I just take off my shoe.
Everybody just spend it, don't you?
I gonna tell you one thing tonight, and this is so true. Ooh, the only jam you can smell is when I jam in with you. Oi, at the center, the center, the center, the center, 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 the center, the center, the center, 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 center. Let's go, girl. Come on. Yes, man. Listen, darling, you know I can't live without you. No, but don't be so slow, 'cause it's time to go, and you acting like you're stuck in glue. One thing I don't want to do is stand in no line. No, time is of the essence, girl, and I love to whine. Hey, at the center, the center, the center, the center, 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 the center, at the center, the center, 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 center. Break off running, girl. Come on. Let's go, man. Woo. I know you gon' like this. Come on. Woo. Listen. Come on, come on, come on. Huh. Come with it. Oh. Mother sick. Bunga nong di jong canoe. Come on, girl, let's go. Come on. Look here, man. It's 4:00 a.m. and I won't dance some more. Ooh, I look for you to dance a few, and you asleep on the floor. So I grab any girl, I don't care what the size. Ooh, 'cause I'll jam her all night. I love the exercise. Ooh, at the center, the center, the center, the center, 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 the center, the center, the center, center,
Pass the word.
center.
Heard about the new style yet? The beat'll make you jump and sweat. 10 cent, 5 cent, cent. Think about the dollars been spent. Heard about the new style yet? Come and place your bet. This kind of rhythm comes once in a while. Round neck rhythm with a different kind of style. Toss it up, toss it, then flash me a smile. Fix that road and about the whole mile. Heard about the new style yet? The beat'll make you jump and sweat. Give me the Michael Rocket Albert. Collect long dollars and jet. Heard about the new style yet? I made enough of pay my debts.
The center, the center, the center, the center, 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 the center, at the center, the center, 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 center. Yes, man. The center, woo. The center, come on, girl. The center, 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 center. Oh, the center, come on, the center, oh, the center, center.
inside, park big crowd outside, the line won't even move. When someone walk in and out, with new passport in their hand, I pour in sweat in, get served, that boy tell me what you do. He say, tip, 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 what? Everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. Tip, 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 everybody want tip. If you want to get good service, you know you gotta tip. Now them hotel workers just brag about their tips. Try to take it away or touch their pay, they'll march on you quick. They spend it in Miami, trying them luggage home. When paying time, they ain't gotta dine. Our customers one day, only one day. Tip, 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 everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. What? Tip, 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 everybody want tip. If you want to get good service, you know you gotta tip. Yes, man! Hey, hey! Tipping time and I ain't got a dime. Come on. Woo. Yes, man. Check this. Driving down the road, when I get stopped, police get out, run him out, boy, you're caught in top. He said, if you don't want this ticket, you know just what to do. I done pay road tax, I pay road tax, now I gotta pay you to what? Tip, 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 everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. What? Tip, 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 boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get good service, you know you gotta tip. Yes! Chocolate, tipping too. Hey, hey. I tipping down the road. Come on. Ain't how you living, it's what you giving these days. Listen, I had to go to court. Y'all cost me catch up case. I was so shamed, bound in chains, guilt all on my face. I say, judge, what can I do to make this go away? She say, leave my share with the bailiff there, then boy, be on your way. She want a tip, 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 yes! Everybody want tip. If you want to get good service, you know you better tip. What? Tip, 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 boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get some service, you know you gotta tip. Yes! Well, you better come up with something. If you want something done. What? Nothing for free around here. What happened, man? They'll toss the air, you let them. Come on. Me and the wife always growing, I can't take this misery. We go to bed, she get all red and turn her back to me. My neighbor always happy, I ask him what he does do. He say, love your wife, treat her nice, but you got to tip her too. What? Tip, 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 even wife want tip. If you want to get some what? You know you got to tip, you got to tip, 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 boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get good service, you know you got to tip. To drive your car, tip, tip. When you're at the bar, tip, tip. To fix your phone, tip, tip. Light your home, tip, tip. Customs want, tip, tip. Sweetheart want, tip, tip. Immigration want, tip, tip. Politicians want, tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. Tip, tip, tip. Boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get good service, you know you got to tip. Tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. Tip, tip, tip. Boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get good service, you know you got to tip. Tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. Yes. Tip, tip, tip. Boy, behave me like tip. If you want to get good service, you know you got to tip.
big talk, but what these gals can do. But how they need the big wrench to loosen up their screw. Okay, I got your big wrench, now what you want me to? Gal, come bring it right here, cause I want to.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.
Good afternoon, day after D-Day. We are here in the land of the living. Grateful to be with you guys. I know a great deal of you celebrating. I know some of you contemplating whether or not you should jump. You need to calm down. Don't jump. You're going to be okay. We're going to be able to get these things, guys. It's a great day. Grateful to be in your company. Grateful to be here in this kind of a space with you and making some things happen as we always do. Before we go far, before we go further, today is the 25th day of November, 5 days before we slide out, a couple of days before Christmas, and definitely you guys are looking forward to Black Friday. So we're going to be able to talk about those particular things. But before we do that, I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people over at Crystal Select. Crystal Select. Ladies and gentlemen, premium drinking water of the Bahamas. You can be able to check them out. East Street South. Make sure you give them a call, 325-1416. I keep telling you, these guys are excellent. You can be able to get your water, get your logos on the water. Hurry up before the time actually dispels. You can get those things taken care of. Slide them in your little gift basket. Slide them in your bag and do your thing like that if this is what you want to do. All right, so go down there and check that out. It is a wonderful day. Congratulations to Pickstock, who has been declared, I don't know whether or not they did it officially just yet, but he has been declared the unofficial victor in the by-election in the constituency of Golden Isles. It was a hell of a race, a tight race, right? A tight race. We can be able to break those things down today and be able to talk about that, give an analysis, give an overall concept, an idea. Guys, make sure you pick up your paper. The Realigner is available at all these particular locations. You can be able to pick it up in Grand Bahama. You can pick it up in Exuma. You can pick it up in Long Island. Bunny has it in Long Island. You can be able to pick it up here in Nassau. At several locations, we still haven't gotten our confirmation to be able to send it to all the gas stations. We're waiting on that. In fact, we made that call today. All right, so you can get it at maybe 10 gas stations right now. All right, you can find out more information. The gas stations are Roker's gas station, Porky's gas station, Esso on East Street and Soldier Road, Esso on Village Road and Soldier Road, Shell on Prince Charles. You can get it from Kenneth on Prospect Ridge, and you can get it from Burton over there at Shirley Street and Blue Hill Road. Also, the ladies over there on New Providence Highway, you can be able to get it from them also. We are expanding. Quality Convenience Store also in the JFK Plaza. Quality Convenience Store in the JFK Plaza. So it's all over, man. We're making some things happen before December 5th. Make sure you get your stuff out, man. Advertise with us. Be able to get your stuff in there for the last edition of the year. So if you want to do some advertisements with us in preparation for January, we give you a great rate if you want to do that now. Give me a call, 827-0111. 827-0111. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with me as we do this post-election analysis, as two of my guys, I'm waiting on a third one to be able to come on. and see exactly but two of my guys. I got Richard Cartwright and Ian Munnings in the studio with me today. Guys, say good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Pleasant good afternoon, Bahamas.
Guys, it's wonderful to see you all here today. We're going to be talking a little bit. Give me your synopsis of what has happened last night.
Richard, you want to take the floor?
Okay, well, Howard, when you look at it, they said for the constituency of Golden Isles, roughly about 8,000 persons were registered to vote. And then when you look at the voter turnout, one of the things that I take away from it is that a lot of those persons who registered, one, some are disenfranchised. Two, some are very cautious to basically present themselves to vote because if you notice, there were rumors about during this by-election that some people weren't citizens. So that also, I think, played a factor. And I think moving forward that the gentleman, Mr. Pickstock, won. When you look at basically when you carry in a machinery of a party, which is the administration, and you were defending the seat that was held by one of your former colleagues, and you had to really scrap, crawl, do everything you can to maintain to hold on to that seat. And I said hats off to the other candidates, especially Mr. Brown, because normally I was surprised how he ran his campaign, and I was like, if anybody who wants to understand and get into politics, they should take a page of Mr. Brown's book because he did a magnificent job.
No, he did not.
Yes,
He did
even
a
if he
horrible
didn't win.
job.
No, if he didn't win, but he's still, in my opinion.
Yeah, let's keep it right there. Your opinion.
My opinion.
He did a horrible job.
Howard, that's his opinion. You got to allow the man to have his opinion, Howard.
Yeah, well, we can talk about this opinion.
he's gonna
We
have
can
his
stretch
opinion.
it out far and wide. He did a horrible job.
Are you trying to?
And we are not trying to put salt in your wound. That's not what this conversation is about. I said to you from yesterday and the day before, you just can't come to people and say, well, I've been here a long time. Well, your sweetheart was there a long time. You ain't marry her? Talk to me.
I get into that.
No, we have to be clear. You can't come to people and say, well, I've always been here. And you are the one who complain and say nothing has been done in the constituency for 10 years under Vaughan Miller. You helped Vaughan Miller get in.
Richard, don't back
The
down. on
first
your
5
opinion.
years he ain't
No.
do nothing.
See,
You say Vaughan Miller ain't do nothing the first 5 years. You help him get in. Vaughan Miller come out. You help him win.
Yes.
And then he come and beat you.
yes. Okay.
After you tell everyone, I've been there all this time. Nobody knows Darren Pickstock. Who he is. Tell him go back to where, you know how many people he sent back to where they come from? This is amazing.
Well.
Tell him man go back to PI. He tell Darren come back from where he is. And the people of Golden Isles ain't vote for you. Jesus God, you couldn't even get the people come out. You couldn't even get the people, you couldn't even get past the threshold of 50%. They come out for him. Excellent campaign.
Yeah,
That's your
man.
opinion. I can keep it right there.
Richard, you have
I'm-
entitlement to your opinion. So you have to
I'm
let
trying to
Howard
say,
know.
I'm trying to
What is your
figure.
opinion?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to listen to my cousin here is that he's infringing on my constitutional right.
No.
Because
No.
Right.
won't allow it. Yes, and that's my constitutional right, my freedom of choice and
No,
opinion.
I ain't fighting
Richard,
you know.
I think you should have said this to Howard in regards to comparison between Richard, because you would have said Howard in regards to Brian's movement, regardless to the F&M not showing up the way they ought to with their machinery, and you can say that he ran the campaign, even if it wasn't a superb campaign, but he ran the campaign nevertheless. He was a street general.
Hold on.
Because he was under Vaughan Miller, so he was a street general.
Okay. Okay.
That pushed himself in the limelight to become a candidate, a viable candidate,
Yes.
seeking the seat for Golden Isles. A campaign general. That's what he was, a campaign general. So now we're going to look at what you said. 51% of the people didn't show up.
51% of the people
Didn't show up.
who you been to 3 times. You say you been to the house 3 times.
But it's bad on both ends. It's bad not just on Brian Brown's and the F&Ms, but it's also it's bad for the Progressive Liberal Party, being the governing party of the country.
This is a fearful thing for them.
Being a government, the government is the government of the day.
resources-
Yes.
The resources.
And if
that
we
they
spent millions of dollars
Into that
going
campaign.
into Golden Isles as the government, and you're saying to me that 4,000 voters might have showed up. 4,000. And out of the 4,000, Mr. Brown would have lost by maybe 230 some votes.
You hope to God it's 4,000. It's 3,873.
So that's less than
But he lost by 230 some votes.
He lost by 230. Where did I put that?
What a magnificent campaign
Yeah,
from the Progressive Party. We've
237.
seen a great campaign. We've seen the machinery of the Progressive Party.
Yes.
We've seen works that was taking
237
place.
votes.
We've
Lost
seen things that didn't or weren't done underneath the former, the late
It is
Mr. Warren Miller. We saw it happening now.
impossible for the PLP to do that in 41 constituencies, what they've done in the constituency of Golden Arts.
It's going to be uphill battle.
It is absolutely impossible. It is absolutely financially impossible. I know that with God, with Christ, all things are possible. Let's praise God. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
However, it is absolutely impossible for the government. Okay, because there's a couple of things happen here. I'm not just talking financially. The government's machinery was not spread thin throughout the country. It was concentrated
In one area.
on one constituency. Okay? As a result of that concentration, we saw infrastructural works, we saw community improvement, we saw a focus on concepts and ideas that should come to the forefront. We saw tangible and intangible touched. We saw so much things happening. We saw a blossoming constituency, which was an exciting thing to see, right? We watched that. We also watched this happen in West Grand Bahama. Okay? And let's just be very clear with this. For the government to do those exact same things and spread it to another 40 constituencies the same way with the concentration that they did is going to be impossible. The fear that I have in being able to watch this, a victory of 237 votes still goes to voter apathy.
Yes.
A victory of 237 votes says to us, 'cause nobody to save their votes. This is not an hour later. Let's
It's
be
a
very
do or
clear.
die. It's
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
It's a right now.
This is not a Skittles where if you put it in your mouth, it can melt and then we can have it. No. This is
M&Ms.
not. This is not a candy. This is not one of those things that you save like my daughter, right? I have this problem with my daughter. Anytime I take her for food, right? No matter where we are, I could carry her over PI. I could wherever I carry my oldest daughter just to get something to eat. She need to take this home so she can taste it later. She need to have this little piece.
She wants to savor the moment.
Listen.
Savoring the moment.
The sandwich this big, she done wrap that up. I can take this home.
But Howard, you have to look at it how she's seeing it, Howard. I went out with my father, and I'm going to take a little piece to remember. That's
Just
a taste.
remember that moment.
My daddy took me to this place.
And she
Remember that
enjoyed it.
moment.
She enjoyed this, and I don't have a problem with that. But my problem is that, baby, why don't you just eat your food? You don't have to preserve this. This is yours. This is not like this isn't like a meal. This is an actual vote. Every time it comes to vote, you should be able to get up and get out to be able to execute your right as a citizen, your right as a Bahamian, your right in these particular spaces to show that you're alive and you still have a say in your constituency.
Yes.
Everyone in that community should have known that.
Yes.
Everyone in that community understood one thing, even if they don't know and don't get deep down into things. Let's be very clear about something. The entire country was counting on them to make a decision.
Yes.
Every single one of us was watching Golden Isles and watching the way that Golden Isles made a decision to make a determination as to the temperature of what we could expect in the general election. We don't know what the hell to expect now. More than 50% of these people didn't even show up.
So my question to you, Howard,
West Grand Bahama,
we saw the numbers,
7% of people showed up.
but Howard,
Too bad.
Howard, we saw the numbers. We saw the machinery of the Progressive Party on the ground in Grand Bahama. We've seen where Kingsley won with more than 900 votes, 900 plus.
Now, what time is it?
We saw that.
Now, let's just be very clear about something. Vaughn Miller is an excellent man. He was a great guy.
Yes.
And a lot of persons loved him and knew him. He lived in the constituency. But Vaughn Miller was not Obi Wilshcombe from a political standpoint.
No.
The commitment that the PLPs in West Grand Bahama, the commitment to The FNMs in West, you have to understand something. I just explained this to you. My uncles cry when Obi dead. You need to understand this. It's deep what I try to explain to you. These people love Obi bad.
Yeah.
FNMs, PLP, Obi was a giant of a man.
Obi was the man.
The victory that
He was an
Kingsley
idol.
got was we doing this one,
One
for.
for OB.
That was it. That was the campaign slogan.
Yes.
That carried through.
That was the campaign slogan. FNMs, whether they tell you or not,
They voted for Kingsley.
for Kingsley. They voted for Kingsley. I told you Kingsley's going to have a hard time. I told you all this.
Just the time.
I said Kingsley's going to have a hard time when it comes to the general election because that kind of a honeymoon period already worn off. People will know where this and that is, where these things is. Kingsley's
A
issue.
lot of the promises.
Kingsley's issue is not now he doesn't have the prime minister on his side because the prime minister is in
San
Cat Island.
Salvador. He's in San Salvador. He's in
He don't have
Rumkey,
nobody around him.
and he's in Cat Island.
Every man for himself and God for us all.
Sink or swim.
And that's what's going to happen. And this is why I said to Brian, you should have waited until the general election.
Now you sound like Papa now. You sound like
I tell him
Papa.
this before, Papa.
How would you sound like Papa?
I tell you, I told you all, Hubert Ingram would come out and say the same thing I tell him.
How would you sound like
I
Papa?
told you, see, and I don't want to say
Richard, you sound like Papa.
I agree because it sounds like them two been having this long
I
conversation
told
together.
Were you in the smokers lounge with Papa?
I told you.
I'm asking, did you go in the smokers lounge with Papa?
We watch Hubert Ingram for years. We know politics. We can see the numbers. We can identify these things. Everybody keep telling me about Jesus Christ. And God can do anything. Oh, Jesus, he can make an independent be able to do these things. And oh my God, I gave you a simple analogy. I don't care how much money I got in my pocket. I don't care how hungry I is. I am not eating lobster.
So Richard, me and
I
Howard.
don't have no appetite for it.
So Richard, me and Howard was sitting down, and then Howard made mention to me about the exact same thing that Hubert Alexander Ingram would go on the stage. They would bring
I
him on the
tell
stage,
you that.
and what he would do. So I said, Howard, do you really think that he would go and do that? I would say, listen to me. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. And so I'm
Then
tuned
Hubert
in.
Ingram go on that
So
stage.
I'm tuned in. So I'm watching the show as it goes. And the minute he was on track, and then the minute I saw him turn left, and he said, Brian called me.
Brian called me.
I said, hold on, where is he going with this? And then he said, I said, I advised him
Advise him.
not to run. Stand down, just wait for the big dance. And then he going back on track.
Hubert Ingram could not. He couldn't hold himself back from saying that if every guardian angel was in his ear saying, Hubert, don't say it. For Jesus' sake, Hubert, don't say it.
Help himself.
Hubert, don't say it. He
Like you
shake
dropped-
them off.
It's like you just dropped the seed of doubt.
He shake them off. No, that was, see, it's a seed of doubt for everybody else.
Yeah,
but for
but-
Hubert Ingram,
It was truthful.
it ain't about truth. For Hubert Ingram, it solidified his position and his legacy as the best political architect in this country. He can tell you how it can go. Ain't nobody else can do that.
Well,
Nobody else can give you the wisdom to say you can get your behind tear up today, except Fred Mitchell. Well, he will tell you, Karas is coming. I just want to be decent as I say that. Please, you all don't
As he's running against me, Karas is coming.
Fred is going to tell you you're going to get it. Fred will tell you you're going to get it.
Yes. But if you look at it, right, and I think when we all take a step back, and if you look at now the F&M machinery, the ones who organize,
Which machinery?
well, the machinery, which is
Which machinery?
the F&M. The F&M.
FNM did not produce
Use
machinery in this election,
No.
this by-election.
So I'm saying, moving forward,
You know who machinery this was belonged to? And then the FNM tagged along? Brian Brown.
Yes.
I told you.
Yeah, but you mentioned it last week, Howard, and I tell people, I said, it is if you now looking to move forward, that's the template I've been trying to build and work around.
Brian Brown?
Yeah.
Richard.
Brian Brown. Let me take a time out. Let's take a breath.
Woosah.
Let's take a breath. Brian Brown, as excellent as he may be, as impassioned as he may be, as connected as he may be with the community, Brian Brown is not a leader. Brian Brown is a glorified general who has been given an opportunity and provided an opportunity to be socially promoted in the capacity because of a sudden shift. He was content and he was successful in the capacity that he was in. He was extremely successful in the capacity of ensuring that he could be able to make a king. He's a king maker. That is who Brian Brown is. Sometimes we have to understand our positions. Brian Brown is a king maker. He's a king maker. You go in that constituency, he can tell you what to do, when to do, how to do, what not to do, where to go, or he can tell you how to dress. And you could find yourself victorious. But sometimes those things don't apply to ourselves.
Yep. Well, let me ask you this question then, Howard. Which person or which do you think that the FNM party had a better candidate right then for that by-election? They could have selected or sent someone else.
It would be no. This ain't about making a decision as to whether or not they could have another candidate for the by-election. That would be unjust. That would be the supersession of those particular things. Brian Brown is a ratified candidate for the Free National Movement in that constituency, and he should always definitely be given first dibs and an opportunity to be able to run in that constituency. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you the consideration for him as a candidate is a consideration that the organization should have been able to identify the ilk of the organization. Let's just be very clear. Whether it be Maurice Moore, whether it be C.A. Smith, whether it be Hubert Ingram, whoever these older generals would be, whoever these older visionaries would be for the organization, could look at Brian and say, I think you're suited in this particular capacity, and we believe that we could get more out of you in this area. And they would have said to him, sit in the capacity as a general. But when the transition happened, because of the dumbing down of politics, because how, whether that has been Perry Christie introducing persons into this particular realm, or whether it has been more specifically Hubert Alexander Minnis,
yes,
that have allowed these people, and some people will call them bottom feeders, not in a bad way. This is, I don't want to be able to be, because I'm calling no names. I just want to let you know the caliber of people shifted entirely. And when they saw the caliber of people changing in the party, and they recognized that the standards were lowered, not just here in this country, you know, this happening. Remember I told you that these things don't happen in a silo.
No.
It's happening globally. Because when we saw 44 W. Bush, and we compared him to Kerry, the intellect of Kerry, and we compared him to Al Gore, and we compared him even to the penile philanthropist of sorts, in the person of former President Bill Clinton. When we compare these particular person, Bush did not have the mental wherewithal that we would have expected of a sharp candidate. Remember,
Yeah.
let's just be very clear.
You're right.
Politics the world over has dropped the bar significantly. And as a result of dropping this bar, we've seen the world drop the bar. Not China. No. You drop the bar, they take it back.
And not the restaurant
Many
either.
people have dropped the bar, especially in the free world.
Yes.
And because we've been able to see that, look at this conversation that's happening between Candace Scott and Brigitte Macron. What her name? Brigitte. Anyway, the French president.
Yeah.
The French president's wife.
Yeah, Macron.
Macron, right? Look at the conversation that they having. The people of their stature and caliber going after someone on the internet saying, this one was born a man. That's what they said, a cease desist. They're suing her. They're doing this. They're doing. Why are you even worrying about these people? Why? How come it bothering you so much every night as a person who have an entire country to run? How come is it bothering you every night, you and those other two reporters, that you have to be on there every night and being able to kind of swing through this and say, oh, Jesus, she's saying it again. Come on, man. The bar has been dropped
tremendously,
significantly in this country.
Yes.
And as a result of that, they look around and let's bring it back home to the FNM. The FNM and the PLP has done the same thing. The FNM look around.
Can't find
Any,
a
meeny,
word.
miny.
Go.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Seem to
Hey,
be-
put anybody
hey,
in this position.
You seem to be somebody that
You look
we can
all
work
right.
with. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Let's
Let's go. You could do it. Child, you could do it. I know you could do it. Let's go.
I'll say this, Howard. When you look at the way Mr. Ingram, when he came into the FNM and structure, and the way you look at it with the...
You couldn't get past the damn gate with Ingram.
You look at now with the FNM under Dr. Minnis, and you look at it under Mr. Pintard, it's like, you cool with me, we good.
Listen,
If you cool with me, we good. So it isn't about like how you seen in the past and history, whereby the candidates were really, really vetted, and they really knew, hey, this guy is a winner, this guy is a loser. Today it's just like, hey, put your name in the hat.
Hubert Ingram didn't know who's win or lose. He believed that the strength that he had and the influence that he had could be able to take people over the victory. When he gave Dion Folks an opportunity, he didn't know he'd have a challenge. When he gave Tommy Turnquest an opportunity, he didn't know that he would have a challenge.
But at the
When he
second,
gave-
the first term, yeah. But that second term, those guys didn't do bad not
because
to win.
every bucket got to stand on its own bottom.
On his
Yeah.
own bottom. But they had to have some level of a track record also.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in the community, we were
they did
accustomed
well.
of some of these people from the community in the cities doing progressive works.
we can't
We
be-
haven't seen that in a long time.
Can't fight former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram, because when you see people like Dion Folks, when you see people like Carl Bethel, when you see the men and women, Earl DeVoe, all these particular persons who would have served with him in that capacity in those particular surroundings, these people are at the top of their game. They sharp people.
Yes.
These people were sharp people. You understand me? Now, they may not, just like, and this is why I believe that Hubert Ingram has a track record of being able to identify people who have
Talent.
savoir-faire
Yes.
and that kind of a capability from a mental capacity, but they don't know how to translate that into a personable thing. They don't know how to be able to translate that. A lot of them don't know how to translate that in terms of how to deal with people.
Yes.
And that was strategic. If you ask me, it was strategic of Hubert Ingram to do that.
Yeah.
Because he don't need you to have more charm than him.
No.
He needs you to be smart,
Yes.
but he don't need you to be charming.
No.
He had a saying
He
one time.
already had
ago.
enough charming.
Yes.
He had a saying one time ago, don't let the cloud cover the sun.
That-
Okay, now watch me. He had enough charming.
Yes.
Christie could charm your guts out.
Oh boy.
Christie is a charming guy.
Yes.
You don't even know if he's ugly or handsome. He's so charming you can't even look at him. You just smiling straight through. You love him.
Mr. Christie was the finesse king.
Yes.
You love Christie.
Great orator.
And the first thing Hubert Ingram would do when he come on the stage or when he come in these particular capacity is diminish the charm.
Yes.
That's the first thing he does. He says, well, don't worry about Christie. You know, he got all those flowers, all those words.
He's a good dancer.
He can dance good. He got good flowers. He diminishes
Yes.
the one thing that he has over him. And he comes back to the fact that I'm studied, I'm focused, I'm committed,
Yep.
I'm better than him.
Yep.
Y'all think we don't? Y'all think I don't be watching these people late?
Yeah.
I've been watching these man them long time. I study this. I love this. This is what I just do. I just do this. You ask me stats with football. I don't know nothing damn thing.
But you know this.
Yes.
Hey, you ask me about this.
They forget who your people is.
That's what I just do. They have dropped the ball, and Minnis is to blame in this country. Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis is to blame for allowing the stragglers to enter our public politics. He's allowed that. And more specifically, in the Free National Movement. And that's why they jockeying for position. People who would have never, ever, ever, ever been considered other than to distribute T-shirts in the headquarters. Y'all didn't want to talk to me, you know. People who would have never been considered other than distribution of shirts in the people headquarters, they wouldn't even let them answer the phone. They have entered the public fray and worked in the public office in various capacities. They have found themselves in the Council of the Free National Movement as a result of Hubert Alexander Minnis, and the turmoil erupted because they know and they have to relentlessly support Minnis because Minnis is the only one who ever gave them a chance. There are people in the FNM who would say, I've been here for 40 years. And Minutes did this for me. Hubert Ingram laughed right in my face. You're good right where you are. I think you do it. You're good in those particular capacities. We'll see if we can find something for you to do, but I don't think you should be going to the front line. Not right now.
No. He was
Hubert Ingram is not going to look at you and lie to you. No. You don't have time for that.
No, he tells
I told you.
He talked to your
Hubert
face.
Ingram don't have the time to be joking with you. He can laugh and make it a warmer situation so you don't feel insulted and embarrassed.
Yes, he dropped you lightly.
Right? But he's not going to lie to you. He's going to say, well, I like your tenacity. I like what you did. I like the fact that you came out for these things. But, you're not ready just yet.
What you're saying that reminds me at one time there was a particular individual who wanted to run. And Mr. Ingram told him, if you could get 20 signatures through the corner where you live, you get the nomination.
And he couldn't get it.
He couldn't get it. And I was shocked. And I was like, wow, this guy is the real deal.
Because he didn't do his own way.
Yeah.
He already knew.
Hubert Ingram has identified people in this country that we seem to forget. Yeah. Hubert Ingram has identified people, men and women, with capability of becoming stars in this country. And then he'll come back and he'll say, well, this one is good, but they're lazy, they don't study.
Yeah. So we can now say, if you look at who we've had serve this country as leaders in the independent Bahamas, not pre-independence.
Their triumph to success.
Yeah.
And the
there
things
are
they
only
had to do to become
two.
successful.
So you could basically almost say the only two leaders we've had out of the bunch was the late Sir Lyndon and Hubert Ingram, whether you might like him, but the way they handle things as compared to the other three.
I can tell you one thing.
I can
tell you one thing.
I'll have to put a pin right there. Brave is proven.
Davis is shaping up to be number 2.
I can tell you what I think what Brave did. When you heard a story about
be bigger and badder.
When we heard a story about
Ingram.
Mr. Davis and how he ascended himself into politics. And at the time, I think he would have made mention something in regards to Mr. Christie and Mr. Ingram. And he was saying if it's his time now. And they was telling him,
not yet.
No, they didn't tell him not yet. They was telling him, man, we got you. We have you. And one time they played a trick on him to tell him that they have him. And then they did something else and he wasn't, and he missed the opportunity. This is what they did to him. He said the next time it come around, he will be more crafty.
Yes.
He said he heard they was through a family member. He said they were eating breakfast and so forth. And, they told him that he was going to run for Kid Island and so forth like that. But in the meeting, they were saying that they wasn't going to run him. They came and they was going to do him. So when the girl got wind of it who was serving them, she went and she called his mother, told his mother what they were doing at the time. Then they said that Mr. Davis right away, immediately, jumped on a plane and spoiled their plans. How did he spoil their plans? He booked out every SD. He booked out every hotel. He went down the road, and before they came down there, he done was spending all the money on the grounds. The times they reached there, every airport, everywhere they went, only thing that they were saying was loan brave traits.
Oh, he's not as dumb as people think. And I was telling
He's an architect.
We could be dumb.
Because I tell people over and over that because a man cannot speak eloquently doesn't give
Hubert Ingram never speak eloquently a day in his life ever.
But what I'm saying,
laugh.
but if you watch how people, when they look at Mr. Davis and they said, oh man, he can't, I said, trust me, he is the most craftiest politician I've seen.
He didn't just work himself into politics. He worked himself to be a what? A deputy. He worked himself in being a deputy to become the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. He has traversed himself through the jungle. Because when you go into the PLP, they call the PLP a jungle.
Oh, it is.
Welcome to the jungle.
The jungle.
It is a jungle.
Because there's no clear path to say you're going to become that. You're going to have to show them that you are entitled to that space. You have to take that. You can't ask for permission. You have to take that. And he's proven that he went there and he did that.
I can tell you one thing.
He did that.
Yeah.
In the PLP, now and for the past 15, almost 20 years, the number one go-to man is Brave Davis.
Yeah.
Perry Christie used to send you to Brave. Go to Brave. Brave will take care of you.
Yeah.
Everyone would send you to Brave.
Yeah.
Aegis and Box, Roadworks.
I talk about in and out of government.
In and out of government.
I talk about in and out of government.
Go to him.
Go to Brave. Brave can take care of that for you.
But not only that, Howard, but even I noticed this, and this is something I noticed with him when he was the leader of the opposition. And people would come around the parliament, because I used to attend parliament a lot, still do. And I always sit back and I said, this guy is smooth. And he'll walk past you, hey, Bunnets, how you doing, man? How's the family? Things good with you? Now, he know where you stand politically, but he still goes out his way to chat with you. And
he give you that whole feel.
Yes.
You know your face,
so,
you know your name.
Yeah.
You know your face and you recall your name.
But beyond that, you know your family.
I didn't know them too.
Oh, yeah.
But,
so your family.
But definitely he remembers you.
You. And so
I don't know how a person just
tell you one
I don't
thing.
know how you could just
I
remember
can tell
people
you
that
one
way, but
thing.
you know the face
Somebody
and the
told
name.
me, Howard, I have met Michael Pintard 6 times.
I didn't remember his name nor where he from.
And every damn time I had to tell him, Michael, I live in with you. I grow up on the side of your house in San Salvador.
I had to tell people this, and from a personal experience, and it is so funny because Mr. Davis know where I stand at the time politically, and he was leader of opposition. He called me and said, "Big guy, come here, man." He said, "How things with you, man?" I said, "All right." He said, "Man, what's going on, man? I see you come here."
That's a good question.
He said, "Come this way." He said, "Come over, I'm going over to the office of the opposition leader." So as we walk in, I look across the street. That's before he became prime minister. This was an ocean of gold.
You missed your time.
And he said, "Hold on. You stay right here." He went upstairs, come back downstairs. Howard, I would not lie to you guys.
$5,000.
The man folded up $6 $100 US dollars. So
Okay,
small. No, but he put it in my hand. He said, "Man, hey, enjoy, go have some lunch on me." I didn't know it was that amount until I got home and unfolded the money.
And he knew your position.
And he knew what I was going through.
Hold on. You see, hindsight is 2020.
What?
You miss your opportunity.
No.
You could have been riding the wave.
No. Oh, no. I don't ride waves. I create waves. Don't put me no waves.
You went on a tsunami.
No, sir.
You ain't going nowhere.
No.
Howard.
I was with the tsunami and I got washed in the tsunami.
And you get washed out.
Oh, damn.
Howard, I think the three men that shared a law firm together, Hubert Alexander Ingram, Mr. Perry Gladstone Christie, and Mr. Brave Davis, they have single-handedly proven some serious work in the country.
I can tell you one thing. Brave Davis shaping up to be a better prime minister than both of them.
Serious things in the country.
Because if Brave Davis is able to pull off a victory in 2026, when the country is in turmoil, when voter apathy is high, when things are indifferent, when there are international and local issues, when there are issues happening around, when we've already gone through cycle after cycle of FNM, PLP, FNM, and he could pull off the retention of a position for the PLP, I can tell you one thing, you better move him a couple notches up on that mount as you look at him.
But then you got to also, too, Howard, let's look at the landscape in political leaders right now, outside of Mr. Davis.
Who leaders? You know what
I'm saying?
Leaders?
I'm saying let's look at the other parties right now.
And the emerging ones.
Yeah.
The new emerging ones that are coming
no
up.
other leaders in this country.
And that's the problem.
But Howard, respectfully, I think what Richard is saying is that these persons from these other parties who have assembled themselves in the capacity of leadership,
Okay.
I think he is saying to them, he said, let us take a look in depth who they are and what it is that they're bringing to the forefront.
I've gone through
Have they
this
nothing to say,
already.
Richard?
I've gone through this already with you guys, and I've said to you that Michael stepped into a leadership opportunity that was vacant and void. It was available. This is a proverbial social promotion that he trying to do the best to be able to. Okay, so let's do something.
I still love when Howard does that.
Yes.
Howard, before you go there, Howard, I want to say something.
I got to rub my head because this is
No, before you go to Howard, I want to say something. You tell me, Howard, in your opinion, in your humble opinion, with all of the things that have transpired up to this moment, do you think it is in the best interest, your opinion that is, for the FNM to move forward to a general election with Michael C. Pintard as the leader of the helm?
That's a very, very difficult question. That is a very difficult question. It's a very difficult question from the external looking in. Because the truth is that Michael Ames, he can't get the people money.
No.
He can't find himself victorious. And it seems as though he is stubborn, not being able to listen to the wisdom of what existed prior. That's why Hubert Ingram did what he did. See, people have to understand the mechanisms, what's happening. Hubert Ingram is a very calculated man. He's not going to do anything. Okay, that's what leadership is about. Leadership is about anticipating. We could never anticipate a right ventricle, left ventricle, all these particular things in our heart, the intricacy of who we are as a human being. There has to be a creator that crafted us with a very clear understanding. This organization of the Free National Movement that found victory in 1992 did not happen just because of this sort of voter apathy for the PLP. The PLP coming for their victory. They never give you nothing. You got to take that. Hubert Ingram was able to take that. And he'd make fun of it afterward. He'd say, well, it's a bigger PLP than all of them. Well, I come from the PLP. I know what they can do. And he made strategic steps to find himself in a victorious position. When you look at Michael Pintard, right now in the Free National Movement, there is no one in their capacity, no one in the trifecta of leadership. Shannon Cartwright, who is scrambling to save himself. Dwayne Sands, who is trying to figure out whether or not he could lead from the Senate. Hello?
Yeah.
He's not going to win a constituency unless they go to Long Island. And Adrian is stenching in Long Island.
Yeah.
And Michael Pintard, who is exhausted. Michael Pintard has been working in all three capacities. He has been the deputy, he's been the chairman, and he's been the leader of the Free National Movement for the past 3.5 years. He is blown out. He is exhausted. He's burnt out. Okay? And this is why he could go on Guardian Radio and sit down there and say, win, lose, or draw, I can be okay.
Yeah.
Because he's already come to the conclusion that, Father, this is in your hands, your will be done. This is an exhausting experience for him because he doesn't have the support to be able to get there. Your chairman, a former leader, supports your chairman to be leader, and while you sitting here, while you sitting here, a former leader supports your chairman, who's not producing, who's not performing,
to take your seat.
To take your seat.
My Lord.
It's a difficult thing. Because Michael Pintard has all this, it's unfair for me to put this on Michael Pintard and say this is because of Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard sought to be able to identify his own course similar to what Dr. Minnis has done.
Yes.
Dr. Minnis rejected Hubert Ingram. Rejected Hubert Ingram. And as a result of the rejection, Hubert Ingram didn't do anything at the time because Hubert Ingram expected him to lose.
Yes.
Because Hubert Ingram steeped in a political ego, you know.
Yeah.
He's steeped in a political ego. Listen to me. The resin of that ego was on him. You can't, the FNM could never be victorious without me.
He hold at the heart.
That's his posture. And so he expected Hubert Minnis to lose. Hubert Minnis' victory blew his mind. And then he win again after Loretta, when Loretta them come at him.
Yes.
He keep winning after these people. Tell Hubert Ingram to step in by himself. He say, we can do this quick, we can do this early. At the convention.
Yes.
He had to step in.
And Dr. Minnis also made a boo-boo with his mouth. We all know that.
Yeah, but every time you get to this position, you become inflated in your head. You get egotistical.
And you know, when you say certain things,
that's what it is.
You say certain things, you got to be careful. In politics, you got to be careful.
See, the thing about Dr. Minnis is Dr. Minnis had an opportunity to become one of the greatest prime ministers we have ever had.
Yes.
We had a COVID, we had Dorian, we had situations that never occurred in our country before. He could have simply said to Hubert Ingram, and he could have simply said to Mr. Perry-Giles and Christine, we need to unite our forces. We need to unite all of our people.
Yes.
We have to, because we have never faced this level of catastrophe before.
But he couldn't do
He could
that.
have said it, but his ego stepped in.
No, it ain't about his ego.
He had
It's
an ego
about his-
situation
It's about his legacy at the time. He could not put himself in the position where he's relentlessly dependent upon these particular men.
But he wasn't depending on
himself
them. The country was in the debacle.
If he went to them and asked anything of them, he'd become dependent upon them.
They
would
came to
never
him.
come.
They came to him,
Because he's been ignoring them the entire time.
which is fine. But I'm saying there's the opportunity.
Hubert Ingham
arose.
can't take that, you know.
The opportunity arose.
Hubert Ingham invite him to lunch after lunch and sit down with him and try to figure these
That's like
things out.
rejection. You said
I
rejection.
didn't want him.
But you're trying to say you
How
don't
would
want
I
me
like
now,
you?
but
I
need
like
me.
you. Yeah, man, baby. All right, baby. We can talk, eh?
Think about
I can
this,
see you
Howard.
later. Howard.
I called you to go on the stage with me, to go on the stage and verify the fact that I am the man. I am the man. You did that. I won my seat. Minutes later, hours after, days later, you turned around and you said the era of the Ingramites is over.
Yeah, but now, in all fairness too, right?
The minute he said that,
You know he was facing trouble, execution. Because now, let's go back in time.
execution had to take place after.
And he still beat back every every Ingramite in the organization.
Where's he now?
Hold on now. Hold on.
Where's he now?
Hold on. Let's see.
Where is he now?
See, this is a deep conversation.
The question is, Howard, where is he now?
It's deep.
I would say
Richard,
this.
is he on the in-house or the out-house?
Boy,
Michael Pintard could
Is he in the
never
in-house or he's in the out-house?
listen.
I can-
Michael Pintard could have never beat Dr. Minnis pound for pound if we go blow for blow.
But it wasn't
he couldn't beat him.
But it wasn't about Pintard. This is what we're saying. So the conversation is not on Michael C. Pintard and whether or not he had the capacity to stand up against Dr. Hubert Minnis. The
Okay.
reality is we know there was a force behind Mr. Pintard. And that is what now have him in the what? Where is he?
well, I always tell you like my
I
dad
said,
said.
where is he?
He's in the yard.
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is this.
We talk
you
about
gotta be
this
careful.
today, you know.
The man in the yard.
Hold on.
I'm about
Dr.
to say
Minnis,
this.
Dr. Minnis is not going to be in a house with a contentious woman.
No.
He is on the roof in the corner.
No. And he watch it.
He ain't leave the house.
Richard said he's in the yard.
Yes,
I don't know.
listen. He ain't leave the house.
So,
He ain't leave.
so he ain't never leave.
That's the first thing he can tell you.
And if you listen carefully, and this something
Dr.
like,
Minnis probably smoking a cigar right now and said, damn it.
if you listen
No,
carefully,
I see. He's on TikTok now. I'm sorry.
Listen,
He's
He
if he
probably
had
smoking a cigar. I know he don't
If-
smoke.
if
He
Dr.
probably smoking a cigar after that defeat
if-
last
if-
night.
If Dr. Minnis could have showed the PR that he's having now, the relatableness what he has with the young
No, he wouldn't have
individuals
done
now,
that.
he would have been good.
No.
You see, he's now on TikTok and he's
but
doing
you
all
know-
of the Get Them Reggie and all of the other things, and
But
you
if
know
you watch-
he's
if you
doing
remember-
something new.
if you watch carefully, and Howard was, I believe, a part of that, when he came to Rise, Dr. Minnis used the young talent. As he got in, the old guard came around and said, but get rid of them old young. They ain't ready yet. So
Who tell you this?
don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
How you gonna fire me?
Aaron Howard.
I was in the yard too. And
I was
one
in the
thing.
yard.
I was in the yard.
You was one of those too?
Yeah, in the yard.
They send y'all in the yard.
No,
Okay,
no.
Howard been in the yard.
My good Junkanoo brother, one thing I tell people is, around the Junkanoo shack, you see a lot of things.
Hey, I say things, so don't say things.
Howard Richard,
Do
yes.
you know I ran
Richard-
for chairman of the FNF?
Howard, Richard is bringing out some things. I like what
Do you
Richard
know-
is doing. Richard, continue what you're doing. Okay?
Yes, man.
Howard
Do you
wouldn't
know-
have talked that.
No.
I wouldn't have said it like that.
No, but I can
Right?
tell you.
Do you know I ran for chairman of
I
the
know.
FNF? You don't just run for chairman.
No.
You got to be identified, and then you got to be
Get on
topped.
top.
You got to be topped.
I like how you looking.
Okay? Do this. Can you do this? And then in the race, I get beat out in the race. Okay, no problem. Okay?
What do you think? What you think took place caused you to lose?
I didn't have any access internally in the organization.
That's it.
I didn't have access internally in the organization.
Credibility, he was
Right?
good.
I was good at what I did, but I didn't have any access, so I didn't have relationships
With the
on
people that needed to be
who
there.
needed to be. I didn't have the relationships,
And-
right?
The thing is, like I told people, I said, because I remember the biggest joke we had around the Junkanoo shack, I never forgot that because I was in the back and the fellas walk up on me. Said, boy, where you going? I said, what you mean, where you going? Said, me rocking the duck. Where you stand? So I said, before, let me think. Then I looked.
I need to get royalties for this rock with Doc thing, eh?
And the man walk in the back of the shack, and the fella say, you got a hard time to convince this fella because he's an Ingramite. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, that's an Ingramite. So I said, hold on, who was in the race? Ingram or Minutes? I pull a pilot. I said, if Ingram in the race, I support him. But if Minutes in the race by himself, I support Minutes.
Okay.
And so that's how we build it, because I always tell Howard, everywhere I go, because that's my jungle brother, and I say him hard. Because one of the things I've learned over the years, talking to him since now, him in Parliament, I just questioned him by himself, and I said, listen, man, these things that you had talked on the campaign trail, did you really believe it? He said, yes. I said, well, then why you didn't do it? And you know when someone, they make a mistake and regret it?
At the time, right.
You could see it every time, and he see me, I was like, yeah, man, big man, we can talk later. Because I want him to say, listen, acknowledge you made mistakes. And if you listen carefully to the FNM promo, if you listen carefully, they never said that Dr. Menace is out of the FNM. If you listen to the potential candidate for Kalani, she said...
But they don't really say anything about Dr. Menace. I mean, to be honest with you, they didn't speak in regards to when Mr. Menace was Prime Minister. They didn't speak to anything that he implemented. They didn't speak about any good things that he have done. They didn't say anything about any of those things.
Yes, but here's the thing.
As far as they were concerned, they wanted to rid themselves of him. He took them in the general election, and he lost. He won Kalani, but he lost the general election.
Thing is this,
so
if you notice,
that was that.
If you listen to the candidate who's on the FNM ticket to run for Kalani, she never said that. The words are, I am going to, if elected, will continue the work of the FNM in Kalani. There's only one candidate in Kalani who's been there for the last 10, 15 years.
He's talking like he did.
So I was like, if you're going to continue the good work the candidate did, and then the party has never said officially he is no longer part of us.
They just don't know how to be able to...
Was she ratified for the Kalani space?
She's a ratified candidate.
For the Kalani space.
Yes.
Kalani.
So they're saying in a nutshell, I don't have to really tell you. We already told you in a nutshell. You didn't come to you didn't come to the classes that we put in place. You didn't do this. You didn't feel like you had to do that because it was beneath you as being a former prime minister. And so they said to you that we will then move on and do what we have to do. And this is what they did. And so now they have ratified an individual for that exact same space. So he finds himself now, he says to you, I've beaten the odds. Yes. I've beaten the odds with Loretta. I've beaten the odds with this one. I've beaten the odds with that one. And so I'm now on the run of my life now because now I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Mr. Pintard, and he's looking to see how long will Pintard last.
Yeah, but now the thing is here.
Patient man.
Ride donkey.
Ride donkey. Let me take a break, guys. Let me take a break. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we can have a good more conversations and give this sort of a post-election synopsis of what's going to happen or what we believe is going to happen in the constituency of Golden Isles and, as a result, the trickle effect that will happen throughout politics in the country. Quick break. Going to be right back after this.
Is there something I want to prove? Come on over right here, let me see if you can move. See, I don't want no dead gal, I want someone who can groove. Come on over right here, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move, stick and move. Gal, get down to the groove, baby, get a bone. Let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. So come on over right here, cause I want to stick and move. Come on. Gal, I want someone I can bruise. Come on over right here, I won't give it all to you. I know you think I crazy, I know you think I'm bad, I know you think I vulgar, I know you think I bad, but Long time I hear big talk, but what these gals can do. But how they need the big wrench to loosen up their screw. Okay, I got your big wrench, now what you want me to do? Girl, come bring it right here, cause I want to stick and move. Stick and move. Girl, get down to the groove. Baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. Girl, come bring it this way, cause I want to stick and move. Stick and move. Get down to the groove. Baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. Jingle it like she texts me back. She says she ready for some of that. I say, what you talking about? You know. She stopped the show. Well, let's go. I pick her up. We head down on a way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? I got enough. Way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? Man, look here, man. I been on the beach with this one gal. Look, she come looking for me. Boy, I was scared. And my drawers, I see this flashlight coming down. 4:30 in the morning, man. Look, yo, man, at the same time, I almost get catch. My wife come looking for me with a face so vexed. She say, what you doing down? From 9 till 4:30. I was picking some to make her some on a way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? I got enough. Way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? I called this gal. She called me back. She say my ticket ready, come pick it up. I say we're going to Miami, man alone at Sally's house in Rome. On a way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? I got enough. Way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? She texts me back. She say the children living a hard attack. I hurry home. She hit me one lick. I serve you, woman. You must see sick. She say, where you been? Who you been with? Cause Audrey glowing. Tell me you was I wanna go way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? I got enough. Way down by Sally Sue. Oh, just me and you. What we can do? Man, look your man and stack always looking for me, you know. And my wife sharp. I ain't got no more black clothes in my drawer. She burn up everything. Tell me, say, I ain't getting out no more. No black shoes, black shirt. Look here, let me tell you something. Black shoes, black shirt, hiding all inside the dirt. Inspect looking for me, cause my wife put me on a ABB. Black shoes, black shirt.
Gentlemen, this is The Foundation with Howard Grant, just being able to give you a post-election synopsis of what's been happening in the constituency of Golden Isles. We've actually spinned out into a great deal of things and trying to be able to find out what's happening as it relates to balance in politics. This is imbalanced. The pendulum have swung. But what happened is that it seems as though that it's leveled out in the middle. And the truth is that this can be anyone's game at this particular point. If there's modifications made, the PLP must make a decision to identify the strength that they have and being able to find some people. Now, I just want to be very clear with you. I've said to you on more than one occasion, anytime there is low voter turnout, it always bodes well for the PLP. I've said that to you already. I said to you, anytime there's low voter turnout, it always bodes well for the PLP. Okay? If this was a high voter turnout, the PLP could have forgotten it. They could have forgotten it. Now, the reason why we saw such a low voter turnout, outside of the apathy and all these particular things, all of that campaign jive of talking about I've been here forever, I've been in this constituency, he's been talking everywhere. The PLP came out and say everywhere they went in the constituency of Golden Isles, people were saying Brian, 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 Brian. The same people. My wife got a call yesterday. She said, somebody called my phone. Now, remember, we used to live in this constituency. She said, somebody called my phone and said, hey, good afternoon, Ms. Monroe. I'm calling for the Free National Movement. She said, excuse me? Yeah, we just want to know if you vote yet. She said, I think you have the wrong number. Call her Monroe. The Free National Movement and the PLP had mechanisms. They had Pia bus down there. They had Sabas bus down there. They had all the bus. They had the private charters down there. They were moving people, doing their best. They had walkie-talkies. You could jump on a scooter in the back. You could do whatever they can get you to a poll. And no one came out. No one came out. The PLP has a challenge with being able to get people out. But the truth of the matter is that that's not their concern. Their concern is not being able to get people out to the poll. Their concern is to be able to rally their base. Once the PLP could rally their base, if voter population in the country could be able to retain this apathy position, and the PLP simultaneously could be able to rally their base, the PLP will win the next general election. Because the FNM does not have the momentum. They don't have the swing, and they don't have this sort of a view that persons believe that they can do it. Now, I don't want to put all this on...
No, Howard.
On Pintard.
No, but that you're right, because what people don't realize, if you look back, going back to 92, and even before that, under Cecil Wallace Whitfield, the FNM never could have galvanized a real strong base. They had a loyal handful, whereby the PLP always had, you take out the independents.
It had its people.
Yeah. Nobody will have this, and it took years for me to understand this. It took me years to understand this. The PLP fought for people.
Yes.
They fought for liberation. They fought for access. They fought for opportunity. They fought for blacks. The PLP, in its early dispensation of being able to ensure that there's infrastructure, gave a sense of dignity to Negroes in this country. The PLP did that. That where you never thought that you would have ever been nothing in your life, the PLP afforded you an opportunity. And that doesn't necessarily mean they feed it down your throat. They created a path for you to be able to step into.
Yeah.
And many people took advantage of that.
The poor and
those stories, just like folklore, just like the stories of Chick Charney, just like those stories that we would have told about old Naughty Johnny and all these particular things, those stories, politically, they exist in families.
Resonated.
They will never forget the PLP. No. You go in Mama them house, they got an old newspaper with turning yellow with thumbtacks in the corner. Child, you see this here? This was the day that the PLP won. Yeah. They got the first pom-pom ever made from the PLP in the house. There is a legacy that exists in the PLP. The FNM has none of that.
Well, I'll go further, Howard. And you know, our ancestry in the Bahamas through Turks and Caicos. And one of the things that most people don't understand was this, and it took me a while to figure it out. When my grandmother, I went to her house when she was alive, first time in 92, and she's like, yeah, you fool with them crazy business. I said, what you mean, Grandma, you gonna vote F? She said, no, you don't know why I voted in PLP. I said, no. She said, when this land came independent, do you know? You know who the people that the PLP gives citizenship to? Us Turks Islanders. And all of a sudden now, she became out of the shadow where she could stand up and hold up her chest. She was proud. And she said, you can never forget that. And you check it all through time. Now, I would say the new day, I don't know. But the old day, they made sure you never forgot
It entrenched. They entrenched it.
And
It became,
that's why
it became,
yes.
it became a way of life.
Muhammad have an affection for Obi Wilchka.
Yes.
I think a lady came on, was interviewed. I think we were watching the interview, I think with one of those TV stations. And I think she would have made mention in regards to her being born into a house with progressive Liberal Party supporters.
Yeah.
And she said, I born a PLP and I'm going to die a PLP. She said, I do not know the individual who is coming and running, but I do know the Progressive Liberal Party.
Yeah. And that's one of the
And
things.
that's why low voter turnout would always do them well, because the PLP has
a strong base.
They retain about 35 to 40% of the voting population in the country. It fluctuates. And because they retain that particular thing, once they can get their voters out, in the event that they have a high voter turnout, they may not necessarily see the victory.
No, it's different.
But if they get a low voter turnout, that's why the first thing they ask is, Chester Cooper, what about the low voter turnout? Prime Minister Brave Davis, what about the low voter turnout? Right? Well, democracy is rich in our country, and people get a choice to make a decision to stay home or come out and vote. We're glad that they can be able to participate in any way, but I just want to say one thing, PLP all the way. It ain't concerned but that.
No.
Nobody concerned but if you come to vote or not. They only concerned if PLP is come out.
The key will be that, like what Howard said, the PLPs that have been disenfranchised or the PLPs that have been pushed on the side, the Progressive Party must work now to get those same people back home into the fold and say, let's make up. We family. We don't need to fight. Let's get together. This is what is they're going to have to use that in the general election.
I always like somebody who we could have a fight with and they could come back and be able to deal with, you know what I mean?
We're going to have to use that in order for them coming into the general election.
The FNM don't do that.
No, at this table right now, right?
Die, and they'll walk right over you like you didn't exist.
At this table right now, we only talk about the PLP, the FNM. What about the other guy?
What other guys?
There were two other guys. I mean, there was a guy and a lady. I think the lady would have gotten.
Independent.
I saw the lady. I think she gotten one vote.
No, man.
No, she got like what?
7?
16.
16.
Yeah, as an independent.
That from in a house or where is it from?
I don't know, or the community.
It's a big house she got there.
That's 16. That's only 16.
But here's the thing, though. What's your opinion on?
I'm gonna give you have to.
COI?
But hold on, you have to say for those candidates that came out, put their hands forward and went into this thing with the expectations. I don't know if they thought they were going to win, whatever it was. The fact that they had the unction inside of them to go forward and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm representing a people. I want you to vote for me." I mean, kudos to those persons as well. Yeah. We must give them a round.
Yeah, man. But like I said again.
Well, but I told you it was going to get 350 votes. I didn't tell you that.
What?
I did well.
The thing is, we were having a discussion, me and Howard. So I said, Howard, do you think that Brian Roll, is he going to get his monies back? Howard said to me, no. I said, Howard, why are you saying that? And they said, changes incoming, changes here. Yeah. So Howard says to me, he said, if Brian Roll exceeds 350 votes, Howard said, I'm going to take your vote back tomorrow morning. We here now. Howard said, I'm going to take your vote back and you get what you want. And so when I saw...
I said, whatever you want for lunch.
So Richard, when I saw the votes...
I was voting to get that 250. I said, Lord, you really get him like this. I said, what happened to the COIs in
appetite? Why y'all don't understand?
I would say this.
I couldn't even get my
people only into what they into. They ain't into nothing else.
No, but you know what I tell people
Richard,
too?
I couldn't get IHOP. I was devastated when I saw those numbers.
No, but I would tell people this,
IHOP
right?
more expensive than Applebee's. I might take it out.
No, but the thing is, if you look at it, right, and there's nothing against the leader of the COI, right? But if you watch when they do their promos and everything, it is too, in my opinion, too him-centric. It's not about the candidates. It is all about him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if you want to, because I always ask people these questions, and people I tell them I can ask you the hard questions. Are you in it for the short game, or are you in for the long run? Now, this is where you're going to know if parties or whatever, who comes along, are people going to take you serious? Because if you look at it, right, people say, oh, but they are young. I said, okay, you're young. But are you willing to sit and fight 10, 15 years? I said, because when you look at the two big giants in the room, one is 70, one is 50. Everybody else just happened to come along just getting out of Pampers. And so you got to understand that this ain't nothing for you to just figure, well, I can get it. And see, when you talk things, and this is one thing I always tell people over and over, you could tell me a lot of things, but I always said, give me solutions. Show me you understand governance in this country. You know, many members of our parliament, and this is one of the scariest things I found, and I went going and sit in parliament, and I asked questions. I said, do you all realize this? Think about this. When elections go and come, and people move off the scene, you know right now we still talking about Papa. How long ago Papa been sitting in Prime Minister?
2012.
Okay, so that's now, how many years, 13?
Mm-hmm.
We still talk about Papa. We still talk about Salinas. We still talk about people like Loftus Roker, ADR.
There was a bar. There was
and
a
so,
bar.
So when you, like you said, again, Howard, when you look at since then, we don't even remember. I tell someone the other day, I said, many of our parliamentarians could walk down Bay Street bald naked and people look and say, that's a crazy man. Didn't realize.
They don't know who he was. Yeah.
Never knew.
They don't know who he is.
And I said to a parliamentarian the other day, and I saw him, I said, you guys never thought, think about this. If you leave a legacy, I said, every member of our parliament in this 5 years, one bill tabled to the floor that would make life better for all Bahamians. And he looked at me.
You seem to forget something.
And he looked at me and he told me, he said, what do you want me to do? And I was like, what you mean? You've been elected.
He's been selected.
Yeah, but
Not elected, selected.
He is elected because once you get into parliament, and this is why I use the Constitution on you. I don't use I don't use party paraphernalia.
But Richard, I think what Howard is saying in
He's
regards
been selected by his organization.
Yeah, the organization has selected him. Yeah, they selected him.
But his organization was elected. All he is, if you cover his face, like you say, if he walk up and down here bald naked, nobody know him. If you cover his face and put a PLP shirt on him, they can vote for him.
But Howard,
they're voting for the organization.
But Howard, here's the thing. I always tell people this. When you look at, and this is why I always feel like I love my Constitution.
But Richard, you're speaking about good representation.
Yes.
You're talking about good governance.
Yes.
You're talking about people who believe in people. We haven't not seen that level of representation where people deal with people. We're dealing with things, but we haven't dealt with people.
Yeah, in a long time. And I always tell people this is one of the things.
I can give you a story, Richard. My grandfather used to tell me. He said when politicians came to your constituency, in your area, wherever you might have been, under domino tree or wherever you was, they came to that position. He said, the politicians were so poised at that moment, They come, they interacted, they were one with you, they knew your mother, they could have come in your house, they eat from you, they know who could cook, who could bake, they knew the people, they know the names, they knew the environment, they know what they're lacking, they know who house didn't have somebody working. You know what they said? Hey, you go down to Tom Harry in the morning, you hired.
Yeah.
That's what the country was built off.
Yeah. And not only that.
It was built off a moral fabric.
Yes.
A fabric where we believed in family, we believed in people, we believed in the togetherness of a nation. You got hired underneath a domino tree.
Yeah. But not only that.
Because that was the first generation black
I would go further back.
That was the first generation black.
I would take it back further. I grew up in an era whereby that I knew and saw the transformation. Because I remember politicians would come to church and the pastors, the bishops, and all of these different religious organizations, they would sit at the lowest seat, and they would basically, before they claim and get affirmation, they had to be vetted by those in the church which had the power basically to influence. And what has happened now, and I sat down and I watched this over and over, and I remember at a funeral, the Minister of Housing, and he got up on the podium and he started talking. I thought he was a minister of the cloth because he started to preach in a way, and I was like, where have we gone wrong? Those who were basically the gatekeepers that protected the sovereignty of our nation and kept those in our parliament feet to the fire were not the politicians, it was the religious leaders. And now our religious leaders have abandoned that mantle because what the guy said.
Is it because of the filthy Lucas? Is it because of the Franks?
Yeah, it's because the fella say, what you want to be? A JP? You's a JP. You a JP. You's a JP. You's a JP.
So in a nutshell, you're saying that we traded our sovereignty. We have traded our sovereignty.
Yes.
For our self-gain.
Yes.
This is what you're saying.
Yes, I give you crown land to build a church. I give you crown land to do this and that. So we don't have these.
Well, let's pull this back and let's have this kind of a conversation as we wrap up and get ourselves to be able to get out of here. Where do you see this going from here? Brian Brown has lost. He's lost by a low margin, but the insult to injury is that he wasn't able to pull his own people in the constituency. Darren Pickstock has won.
Mm-hmm.
He's won, but he doesn't have that kind of a distance that he could be able to sit comfortably.
No.
He now has to be on a perpetual campaign until the next general election. If you listen to Prime Minister Brave last night, Davis, you would have heard him said, "Let's get ready for the next steps." Right? And I laugh. I laugh when he said that, and everybody in the crowd laughed because they thought he would have said general election. Right? There's this sort of a concept, an idea that Hubert Ingram, former Prime Minister Ingram, has charged the atmosphere with. If they win, they can go to a general election before March.
An early one, right?
An early one, right? And so now they're beating back this particular concept. If you're going to look at this, the truth of the matter is that a May election could still be good.
A May can be good, or September.
A May election, or September, you're going to have to go after a budget. They don't have these particular finances. All right? A May election could still be good. But the truth of the matter is that they have to work hard between now and May.
There's too many heavy lifting for them.
They have a lot of heavy lifting to do
But there's a lot of things they have to complete also, Howard.
Yeah, that's why we say now.
Beyond the completion of those particular things, there
Something
is
has to be done.
the voter apathy that exists. Okay, so this was the appetite. When Obadiah Wilskram passed away, you couldn't really make a determination as to exactly how that would have gone. In fact, they should have allowed them to kind of just move in.
Yes.
They fought. Obi was going to win that.
Yes.
Right? The FNM, I thought they had it, but they had it. Anyway, so Obi won. I mean, essentially Obi won. The PLP won. Handsome victory. Okay? There's a lot of things that's happening here. One, the people in West Grand Bahama were happy for whatever injection came to that space. And they were willing to show their gratitude and their gratitude to the service that Obi gave by being able to put a vote there. That's why you saw those margins. Here in the city of Nassau, they got their own jobs. And they still got bills. They got this, they got that. They ain't got no time.
If I had to be in the capacity to advise the Prime Minister in regards to the time limit in regards to calling the general election, I would have called the general election sometime in May, maybe May 16th, maybe May 17th, somewhere in the vicinity
right on May 10th.
I would have gone in somewhere in the vicinity of May. I would have given myself time to get me and my candidates ready to hit the ground and deliver some things that, and bring back some people back, which they're sitting on the sidelines, who may decide as PLP is, I don't want to vote.
The first quarter of the year have to be a strong quarter for the PLP.
Definitely.
Okay? The last bit of partying the PLP can do is this Christmas. Okay? You have to celebrate this victory with Darren. You have to celebrate these particular things. You go in your constituencies, you give out some ham and turkey, some gifts, some this and that, whatever you have to do. You make sure that you can touch those particular people. You're going to have to find the finances.
Do it big.
The organization will provide you some finances, but for you to be able to get your victory, you're going to have to do what you have to do in your constituency.
Do it big and deliver.
I hope you guys notice for the first time in the history of the PLP,
the FNM still has not gotten their money.
No, but here's something that I noticed for the first time in the history of the PLP when you talk about elections. They have not ratified the full 39 candidates.
They don't have to.
You're the government.
No, what I'm saying is, if you look into campaign, if you start now to ratchet up your campaign now, because after December, it's feet hit the ground. You got to go to work.
They have some people in mind, probably. I think they have some people in mind, but they're the government.
Okay, when you see the PLP give you a full a flush, they give you all their ratification and whatnot, you expect is a quick sprint to general election.
Because I look at someone like I was telling someone the other day, they said, what do you think about the new faces they bring? And I said, well, you got to understand one thing. And I said, you said earlier in
the PLP?
Yeah. I said, when you look at the Sabas, you look at Robert Karen, you start to look around and I said, Mr. Davis is transitioning himself with his new team of finances. The only person in the PLP party before those guys came along who could have challenged Mr. Davis was his deputy. The rest of them are no offense.
I mean, when you said challenge, what do you mean by challenge?
Financially, and who could stand on their own and can go and do things without looking for the party by to help them.
Okay, I just want to be clear.
No, I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree.
Who else got the funding could stand on their own, Howard?
Alfred Sayers could be able to.
Alfred going.
Hold on. No. We talked about you say before.
I talk about now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Chester could do that.
Yeah, only outside of Chester and Sabas and who else?
Sabas could be able to do that. He's ratified in a particular organization right now. Shane Gibson could be able to find the funding to be able to get to his particular piece.
Is Shane ratified?
No. You're talking about ratification, or you talking about leadership? Because you don't.
No. I'm talking about those who, if you got to look to.
I don't think he's charging them for leadership. I think he's talking about the individuals that have been selected in regards to can stand on their
so
own.
what do you say? You're saying to me that the choice that they've made,
people that are financially unfit. That's what he's saying.
Who will take the load off the old guard of the parties first? Who can help some of the younger?
Every political organization needs balance. We need money.
But the FNM, if you look at the FNM right now, and I tell people this over and over, I hate to say it, but the FNM is basically financially, politically broke.
Bankrupt.
They can't draw 1 cent, which we don't use anymore, off the ground. No, I'm serious. And it hurts me.
Richard.
It hurts me to say this.
Richard.
It hurts me to say it.
Richard.
I remember saying this, and let me say this right now. When they called the last general election, before they called it, I went to Parliament. And I said to Dr. Minnis, with his cabinet behind him, I said, Doc, as a friend, if you call an early election, you will lose just like Mr. Christie. And he said, to make it worse,
so Richard,
when you lose, I said, all these people who behind you, they can turn on you, just like Judas. I said that in front of the cabinet. After the election, Renford Wells' chauffeur came looking for me, asked me, said, how did I see it? See, I had the epiphany to my cousin here, because I was by drinking a cooler, and I said, boy, they looking good. And after he hit me with that epiphany, remember you tell me, say, boy, Rich, because they see what we see, I see. And I sat down, I said, wow.
So Richard, what does the FNM need at this moment to allow those financial donors to want to spend their money within the FNM? What course of action needs to take place right now?
Whether they like it or not, all factions got to make up. They can't help themselves. All factions got to make up.
That's not going to happen.
And until they do that, they're in problems.
I get a call from Michael Pine the other day. Michael Pine said, Howard looking.
And I tell people that, and guess what? He's right.
Howard, you know what my opinion of that is. I think that if they're in a transition with the Free National Movement, I think that they should have had a conversation with Michael Pine, and I think they should have
It's too late to talk to Michael Pine.
I'm saying at that time they should have brought Michael Pine in, and they should have allowed Michael Pine to be the chairman. I think he would have been a great chairman. I think he would have been an excellent choice of chairman. I think that is what they need on the ground.
And he would be a superb minister wherever you placed him.
Yeah, I think he would have been great.
Michael Pine had the wherewithal. They used him. You know what? Whilst the FNM used Hubert Ingram to be able to draw a crowd, guess who Hubert Ingram used? Michael Pine. Hubert Ingram used Michael Pine. But pride wouldn't allow them to be able to recognize that this is where the elements was. When Michael Pine started, who put the pepper in the Vaseline? And he go on with those things like that. Come on, man.
You got to have charisma.
Come on, man.
In the Bahamas when it comes to the political arena.
You have to have a charisma to even be a chairman. A chairman has to be able to say certain things and get a response. Like you know, in our past, we haven't seen anyone to do the chairmanship like Fred Mitchell. I mean, it is what it is.
You realize
Big Bad Brad was bad too, buddy.
Yeah, Big Bad Brad was bad, but we're looking at longevity in this now. Fred has been that man.
In the early days of the PLP, because I grew up watching this come to fold, there was no chairman was more cutthroat with a razor blade between the teeth and between the eyes than Hubert Ingram. Hubert Ingram was so cold, he would walk up to certain ministers, Vincent Linda said, listen man, I can get rid of him. My brother, tomorrow, you're going to be fired. And he walk away dry eyed. And they would run this a little bit, but he only the chairman.
Oh,
So
that's
let it
hilarious.
I
Howard.
said, say, I can talk to him. Let me get the way.
Howard, there's a texter texting now, and then asking the question, can you please ask Howard what is his thoughts on Fred Mitchell and Dr. Fox? Who do you think will be victorious?
The best Galvin. The best Galvin.
Hey,
I get it done.
hey. Don't cuss the minister, Fred.
That was all Richard that one.
I'll talk to him, right? Stop it, because I didn't hear the minister say he up on the stage, the Kwame, right? I laugh when I heard Fred say Kwame. I laugh.
Is that the Daiquiri Island gal?
Why look here?
Who would have thought, right? Angus beef, baby. No, so listen. To be honest with you, the people in Fox Hill have an affection for Dr. Fox. Fred understands with the former candidate under the Free National Movement who beat him out. What's her name?
Chanel Ferguson.
Chanel Ferguson.
But
Chanel.
Bad job.
Chanel beat him out, and she wasn't even a tenth of the caliber that he is, or even half of what we're seeing come from Dr. Fox, and she beat him out.
And you know what? Let me tell you the story about Chanel.
Understand?
That's Danny Ferguson's sister. And they all are Foxillians. And this is one of the things I always tell people. Certain communities in this country, it's like family islands, and that's how they voted. And look at the MPs who represented them. Like when they lived St. Barnabas. We've only had, I don't think we ever had an MP who did not have roots in St. Barnabas. Every one of our MPs had ties into that community. You look at Fox Hill, Fred was the first candidate to run in Fox Hill who did not have family ties to Fox Hill. George Markey, Lionel Davis, Frank Edgecombe, Jonita Dorset, all of them, they Fox Hillians by birth. Fred walking there with a sweet charm, and boom, George Markey gave him his blessing, and that was it.
Yeah, but see,
and Fred said, you know what he said?
Fox Hill loves Fred Mitchell.
No, do you know what Fred tell you? Fred said, listen, I don't care what they say. Every church, every funeral, I will go to. You know why?
Shows up.
I go looking for votes.
No, Fred is not afraid to tell you that he's looking for votes.
Think about it. And so when you look at most of these other constituencies, it's gonna I tell people this election is gonna be a very close one. And I told people this, and I said, if the PLP return back to power, are you afraid for Mr. Davis? Because why? That young crew I see you trying to figure.
Yeah, but no. Let's fix this. Let's fix what you're saying. Let me tell you why. This is strategically by design. Anytime you speak to the chairman of the organization, I ask Fred, I say, Fred, come on and do this and come sit with me and blah, blah, blah. Fred would always say, Howard, you need to go and speak to the next generation of the organization. That's what he says. He said, why don't you have a conversation with Barry, or have a conversation with Randy, or have a conversation with Darren? These are the great guys. They're going to strategically be placed in the next dispensation of leadership of the organization.
That's the FNM biggest problem.
Fred, what I'm trying to explain to you, Fred has already said that after Obi died, that this is his penultimate campaign. That means that this is the last campaign to the next. This campaign that Fred is running right now
is the last.
Is the very last for him.
Yeah.
You understand? This is what he said.
Yeah, they transitioning.
I don't believe that Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis will run another campaign after this.
No, I don't think so either.
This is it.
No.
He's 74, going to be 75.
What else he got to prove?
Yeah, that's about it.
He has done everything that he said he's going to do.
He has to complete everything that he set out to do.
He's done everything he said he's going to do. He's empowered the country. He's created the infrastructural opportunities to access for those particular things. He's developed entrepreneurial things. He's been able to give the infrastructural development to the family of islands, done all those things. What else is he going to do?
Well, I'll push back when you say the infrastructure development, because the family islands, still there's a lot needed to be desired, because going back to from 92 for Mr. Ingram until now, a lot of stuff never was completed. Never. Because if you look
at go back from 73, a lot of stuff was never completed.
73 wasn't much, was some things done and then would stop.
I think we have to think about some forward directions in which we do in our country. We
For
have to
instance,
look
right
at each
now-
of our islands, and we have to see
Look at the
uniqueness-
airports
We have
that's
to see the uniqueness of every one of our islands. We cannot
drop something to you.
we cannot continue down the road of thinking that we're just going to do roads, we're going to do hotels, we're going to deal things like that. We need true ownership of these things in our country. We need our behemoths to be integrated within the country. We need to be able to be manufacturing, and we need to be able to be really food secured.
Yeah.
We have to take the food security to a basis in our country, and that is the way we have to think going forward. Because if we continuously think about these same things that we've been getting, the reality is I cannot eat a bridge, nor can I eat a road.
I told
Yeah, but you have to understand that every island has to be self-sustaining.
No, but
so
here's
Something different.
the self-sustaining aspect of those particular things
Let
for
me
you
ask
to
you
be able
guys
to
this.
develop industry
Definitely.
has to come from and has to come through.
I had spoken with Mr. Christie
Tourism.
back then. And because I was working in Batelco, my experience took me to Michael. And I remember one day sitting on the shoreline and I saw on the horizon and I couldn't think what it was. So I asked, oh guy, I said, Pops, what's that on there? He said, that's boats. I said, boats? What kind of boats? He said, cargo boats. So I said, where they coming from? He said, they coming from
Europe.
that way. Europe and Africa. So I said, okay, boom, boom, boom. My mind started running. So I look around the place. I said, boy, there much people here. And I started talking. So I went, sat down, and met Mr. Christian. He said, hey, Saxon, everything's good, man. What's going on? I said, man, Chief, I got an idea that you all could use, can help the country grow. I said, what it is? We started talking. He said, yeah. He said, good idea. Christie come, Christie gone. Ministers came in. They did the cruise port. I went to the Igler. I said, man, before this thing go into full effect, do you all know who these people are? He said, yeah, man, they building cruise port. I said, no, they don't build cruise. They build container and cruise port. Do 2 for 1. I said, the same thing you could get them to do. He said, well, where you can put it? I said, put a container port in either Maguana or Auckland.
So you need to get royalties to this, what you're saying.
Man, I tell him now, the guy who now doing the port down there in Maguana, Taylor.
I think the I group is the ones who are responsible for the container
group?
port down there now.
Nobody there ain't no container port. Taylor is the local guy. Because I remember we talked about the idea a long time ago. And I was talking to Basil McIntosh about it. And I said, Basil,
Which Basel that is?
McIntosh on the way out. And he said to me, he said, boy, he said, bro, I wish I'd have talked to you before I leave.
You all just get too comfortable with me, you know. You all know.
No.
People can hear you all, you know.
No, but I said to them,
God.
and I said to them, I said, listen,
All right.
man, we brought in,
You're talking about D. McIntosh.
yeah,
Palisade.
yeah, co-light on the brother was, co-light on the brothers, but here's the joke.
Oh, Jesus.
They went to Africa, right? And they talking, they brought Mr. Dugunte from out of Nigeria, the richest man in the whole continent of Africa. Big influencer. Brought the African Exim Bank, which is IMF for the continent of Africa, to the Bahamas. First time they had a meeting outside the continent. Fellas tell me, so they talk with him and say, he's looking to do a refinery. I said, what? Say, a refinery. So he'd like the Bahamas so he could do a refinery. I said, gentlemen, you want a refinery or you want a container port? Which makes more money? A refinery? The world is trying to move away from different sources of energy. A container port would do.
Touch and go. Container
We will
ports.
basically become, we are the gateway. Remember this historically, we are the gateway for the Americas, this region.
Let's deep water already.
And if you put a container port there, every goods and service for this whole region, we will become the Atlantic version of the Panama Canal. That's how much money you could have. Then I went and just to make me laugh.
You give it to Hutchinson One Power. What you
No,
supposed to do?
Hudson wants to port in Freeport. That port in Freeport is not going to be, for me, take care of the Pacific side, the Caribbean. I am talking coming from Europe and Africa.
But that's been acquired now, Howard. That's been acquired by BlackRock and MSC.
BlackRock.
And
Yeah.
so I'm saying to them,
Well,
if you put a container port in somewhere in my cab,
well, we strayed.
we will be straight.
No. We strayed on the show because we start talking politics. Now you talking about containers. I'm not gonna fight you.
No, I'm
Right?
just talking about nation building. They
Yeah.
make it a little different.
Richard
Yeah,
said they
but-
need a touch and go kind of thing.
We need to move away from this sad. Like my boy tell me, we can get our own cruise ship. And I say, bro, you talking cruise ships? Do you realize that all of these shipping lanes and stuff you got to negotiate?
The question I want to ask Mr. Bain is that if we still getting $100,000,
You can need that.
You can need it, but here's the problem. You got to know where the money, where to get it from.
You can need that voice.
You can need to know where to get it from.
No, let's just be very clear. Let me make a synopsis and then we can be able to run out of here. We got a few minutes before we get out of here. So let's do this and just be very clear. I still believe that there's an opportunity for, just from the outside looking in, there may be an opportunity that exists for Brian Brown come next general election if the party decides to retain him. His defeat wasn't so astronomical.
right,
The turnout was the most disappointing thing.
for both parties.
Yeah, the turnout was a very disappointing thing. However, his defeat by 237 votes was not so bad that you could be able to say, man, to hell with this guy entirely. You understand what I'm saying? So he would have gotten beat by 600 and some.
Yeah, you could say, yeah, that's it.
He got with Vaughn.
Yeah.
In the last general election,
I know. He got
beat by I think 600 and some. If I stand to be corrected, guys. Right?
Margins are closed.
Right?
Closed in.
And so now he's gotten beat by the campaign machinery of the PRP.
That's hard.
One man has gone up against the machine. Okay? This is a proverbial David and Goliath. So he's come out, not necessarily unscathed. He get beat up bad, but he didn't die.
Yeah.
But did you die? He didn't die.
He can still fight.
He can still come back.
You could fight for another day.
Yeah.
Okay? The organization now has to make a determination what they will do with Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard, and I said this to you yesterday, even if Brian Brown gets defeated by one vote, Michael Pintard behind is on the line.
Yeah.
I told you this yesterday. No matter if you get beat by 1,000 or if you get beat by one. If Brian Brown loses, Michael Pintard is on the line. Michael Pintard has not been able to galvanize the inertia, the energy for the organization. Michael Pintard has not been able to capture the finances for the organization. Michael Pintard has not been able to assert himself in the leadership capacity to be able to ensure that his deputies and his chairman could be able to execute his wishes. Everyone almost like they're running on a rogue campaign looking to be able to save themselves. Michael Pintard is placed in this kind of in the crosshairs, and the organization will decide what they will do with him going forward. Okay? When it comes to Darren Pickstock cannot stop campaigning. You cannot give Brian Brown the win to be able to say, aha, I told you, as it relates to infrastructural works and development for the constituency of Golden Isles. You're going to have to keep working hard at those particular things. Karen Brown, in her particular capacity, has to now make a determination as to whether or not she wants to fight this battle independently, or whether or not she'll be absorbed into the fold of the COI and support
Brian Roll.
Brian Roll had a vision. He did not have the tenacity, the wherewithal. In fact, the COI's energy has been really supported by and undergirded by the energy of one man, which is Lincoln Bain.
Yeah.
Individually, we haven't seen any candidate. All we've seen
Lincoln Bain.
is a silhouette. You understand? These men and women are just silhouettes, and all Lincoln does is plug and play when it's his time.
Yeah.
All right? When they're on the big stage, he just comes in and plugs and plays. You understand? We haven't seen individual vision, goals, aspiration, passion in those particular capacities. And so essentially, everyone should fold into each other to find themselves victorious. He would have been able to get that 350 votes if it wasn't for the 16 votes that Karen took.
Someone asked me about one of the COI candidates. I think the lady that...
I don't know none of them, by the way.
No, I remember one from social media. Everybody, they played it and they sent it around.
Charlotte?
No, the one that says bust a rap.
I never see that one.
She came on stage and she started to tell them bust the music, and she said bust a rap. And she did a rap. But the COI is here, ain't going nowhere. And that went viral. Yes, big lady.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that on.
Yeah,
it went viral.
I think she's, as a teacher, she's one of their candidates.
You think she'll get her money back?
I don't know.
No one in the COI will get their money back.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
And listen, no one in the COI will get their money back.
Hold on. Sure, will get hers.
Today is the 25th of November,
Sure will get hers.
2025.
No, you know the reason Sure will get hers? Because
What is that?
she is in Long Island.
What is this?
Sure Pratt.
She will not get her money back.
Yeah.
Long Islanders don't have no time to play.
No.
And
We go down the line, family line. And I can tell you that's a family thing.
When
only
you said
way-
nobody get their money back.
the only way that she will get her money back is if the Long Islanders come to her and say, now when we decide to put you in, like Larry Cartwright, you have to walk the floor to the Free National Movement. Stop playing games.
Hold on,
There's
wait.
an appetite in this country.
Wait.
The people only want what they just eat. Don't come and give us no caviar. We
wait.
don't eat
Howard.
fish guts
Hold on.
and roe. We
Hey.
don't want that. We want snapper. We
brother.
want
Howard,
grouper.
I have to ask Richard. Richard, what is your opinion, Richard?
I be back and forth between here and Long Island.
You're giving me the census of the ground. Tell
And
me,
I always
tell
tell
me what
you.
you think.
She might be the only COI candidate have a chance.
To do what?
Get her money back. The rest, go on to bed. Go on to bed. Howard, the PLP ain't gonna get. The PLP.
Oh,
ain't
man.
gonna see.
I need to drink my Crystal Select.
The way that will break down, she can pick up some more. She can get more than the 300. She can get the 350. She can get the.
She will not.
She can get the 350.
We're gonna
You
play some
take
music,
this-
Richard. Richard, we're gonna Howard.
Yes.
We're gonna
How much votes did Tyrell Young get?
Tyrell, that's oh yeah.
He was the chairman for BAMC.
Yeah.
And he was a candidate for Long Island
Long
against
Island.
that Stingham.
Yeah.
He lost by what, 200 and something or something like that,
What votes,
266
yes.
or something like that, right?
267, I think.
And he did well. He did well.
Yeah, that's Bumpy grandson.
Okay, he did well.
And Henry Stores, them people. Yeah, they Long Islanders.
You mean to
Long
tell
Islanders don't
me?
vote for. If you're on outside, they don't vote for you.
You mean to tell me that the Long Island people gonna look past the F&M and look to the COI and vote for this woman to have a representation of COI in the constituency?
You got a PLP contender in there too now.
Do you know who she is?
Howard, but you still got a
I don't know
PLP
who
contender.
she is.
You still got a PLP contender.
I'm saying to you, it don't matter who she is. The conversation that they had with Larry Cartwright.
Long Islanders.
Hold
vote
on.
for their own.
Hold on. You listen to what I'm saying to
Let's
you.
just say, if you're right,
Historically,
if you're right, Howard's taking us to Bahama. 'cause that's a
listen,
big bet.
I can take you to Bahama. We'll go to Regatta, and you can eat on me on Slack.
You can't come to no Uganda because they just check your ID.
Now hold on. Let's be straight with
Long Island
this.
people straight people.
Hold on. No, I mean Regatta at Bahama. Let's go.
What you talking about?
No. Let's be clear with this. Let's be
You
clear
come
with
to
this.
Long Island.
Hold
Before I can
on.
say, boy, you look like one of them boroughs.
Hold on. I got 2 minutes before we get out of here. We got to go.
Say Bala when you leave it, Bala.
Say, wait, who your people is, boy?
Hold on, before we get out of here. The people tell the F&M under the totalitarian Hubert Ingham who they want, the Long Island people.
Yes.
Tell me when I'm wrong now. Tell me when I'm wrong.
Keep going.
Okay. Hubert Ingham says, okay, but that ain't who I want. Who he put in? Gary, or what he name? What the fella name?
Yeah, and the people say, that's okay.
And they say, we told you we want Larry. And they call Larry and say, Larry, run independent. We voting for you.
And they put him.
Larry ran independent, and the caveat was after you win, you have to walk the floor to the Free National Movement.
And the F of them couldn't say
Prove
no.
a point.
And they did it.
And the F of them couldn't say no.
So what the hell are you talking about?
They say, what you mean?
Unless they had a conversation with this woman, whoever this woman is,
She is a tanquest.
unless
what's
they
her
had a
name?
conversation
Cheryl
with Miss Turnquest.
She's a
Turnquest?
prop. She's a prop. Martha Pratt, but she's a tanquest.
Sure, turn Pratt.
Unless they had a conversation with Miss
she is going to
Turnquest
go in
Pratt,
there and get her money back.
Yes,
she can't get her money back.
So is Lincoln going to get his money back?
No.
Lincoln can't get 300 votes.
She'll get more votes than Lincoln.
Lincoln, no, I ain't gonna lie. Depending on where Lincoln run, if he runs in Pinewood, Lincoln may get about 600 to 700 votes.
You know what? You're inspiring me now. What I think I need to do is I'm going to pull together some level of game and let you be able to bet on your game, bet on your MP, bet on your people. I think that'll make some sense. We'll see how that goes.
But you
Lincoln ain't get.
So Lincoln ain't getting money back, you think?
See, Lincoln don't inspire people the way that, let's say, Brandon McCartney would have inspired.
What about the barking dog?
Oh,
Maria.
gone, not forgotten. Gone.
What constituency she going in?
Abu down.
Gone but not forgotten.
Maria will get about 250 to
Think she got her money
300
back?
votes.
Maria should get her money back, eh?
And if she'd ever give it to them, she could get it back.
What the lady name?
If she and pull it back.
Maki is running down. Who's running Bamboo Town on the FM?
Guys, that's the show today. I want to congratulate all the guys over there in the constituency of Bamboo Town. I want to be able to say to you that you've done a wonderful job. Some campaigns needed some strength. Some campaigns were lackluster, but nonetheless, everyone showed up and showed out from a democratic standpoint, and you did what you thought was necessary for the victory that you ensued. We saw how everything played out yesterday. We want to congratulate Darren Pickstock in his particular capacity for all that he's done in terms of his commitment. We want to encourage him to stay relevant, stay committed, stay on the ground, because general elections sound like it's only months away. Hello. General election sounds like it's going to be within the second quarter of next year. This is only what we're hearing. This ain't nothing that we know for sure. But if the fire ain't far from the smoke, you're going to have to find yourself on the ground to ensure that you can be able to take care of those persons. Congratulations to the PLP. Congratulations to Darren Pickstock. To the PLP, you know that this means that you must get in your constituencies and start to work, because this voter apathy is too low. For you to be able to find the victory and the comfort of those particular margins, everyone has to get in their constituency. To the Free National Movement, you're going to have to be able to revive and restore internally. You're going to have to make a determination as to who will be your leader going forward. And if you're going forward with Michael Pintard, there's going to have to be a significant 180 shift from this sort of a course of a stubborn, irreverent approach to the history and to the concept of how politics is ran in this country. This is the second time Hubert Ingham told you not to do it. And you did it. And you found yourself defeated every single time. You've allowed Hubert Ingham to come up there on your stage and tell the people, I tell him not to do it. Find yourself in a better position to be able to make some things happen. To the COI, you have to be able to ensure that your message is a message that can be able to reach everyone. We are in the age and dispensation of this sort of inclusion. Your message is not inclusive. Your message significantly segregates and separates itself from a particular portion of our society. First generation Haitians, first generation persons who are in this particular country, they look at you and they continue to be able to cringe. And this is what's happening. We need to find a way to build this country. It's a great conversation today, guys. I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to be with us today.
Yes, man. I'm on it. I'm happy.
You're honored and happy?
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Even though the Free National Movement lost. I want to thank you guys so much for being able to be here with us. We will see you tomorrow, God spare, right here on The Foundation.